Hello and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be creating two looks with a custom eyeshadow palette that I created using some Clionadh single eyeshadows from the Stained Glass collection and Viseart palettes. If you're interested in this kind of content, there's so many amazing creators on Instagram, especially that do a lot of custom eyeshadow palettes, and I will link some of them down below. I definitely highly recommend checking them out because they really do come out with color stories that are just so inspiring. The theme I was going for was transition from winter to spring, so I wanted some kind of more neutral tones, grass greeny. If anything, some of these might look a little bit fall, but I think fall and winter kind of go well together. And then two pops of color, and then of course you know I need my deepening up mattes, and so those are on the bottom row, and I will list all the shadows that I'm using on the screen as well as in the description box. I'm going to create two looks, one where I'm just using one column and then one where I'm kind of dipping in between the shades just to show how I would utilize a palette like this. So let's get right into it. So for the first look, I'm going to be using this column right here, and first I'm going into the crease with this shade, and I'm going to kind of try to go in slowly because it is not as mid-tone as I would like it to be, but of course I was a bit restricted with the matte shadows I had available from the Viseart palettes. So that's why I kind of just wanted a little bit of a wash, maybe just deepen it up right in the crease just a little bit. Taking the Refa 13 brush, and I'm going to be using this bottom deeper matte brown. This one is a little bit more on the kind of neutral side, I think. It's definitely not warm. It's almost a little bit more like olive tone, so maybe not that neutral. I'm just kind of putting that onto the outer corner like I usually do. Just kind of lay down a crease shade and then go in to deepen out the outer corner. So just slowly working that outwards. And then I'm also going to be extending this underneath my lower lash line, but just a little bit, not all the way. Of course, going in with the Fairnay Pixie Epoxy, I'm just going to dab on a little bit and then tap it out. And I'm picking up this shade right here, which I will put up on the screen because I don't remember what shade it's called. This is from the newer extension of the Stained Glass collection from Clionadh, so I don't quite have these memorized yet. And that's just going to go all over the lid. This is such a beautiful, nice, smooth, shiny shadow. Really wanted to kind of play off of the tones in this one for that column to match up with the mattes. I'm going to take a little bit of the Fairnay Pixie Epoxy on this brush. This one's from ColourPop. It came in a set, so I'm not really sure if you can get this one individually, but it is a pretty common brush shape. I have so many brushes like this from other brands, and I'm going to go in with that shimmer shade and just bring it down underneath the lower lash line. And here's the first finished look. Onto the second look, I'm going to be going in with this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and I'm going to try to use both of these deeper mattes in the outer corner, kind of mix them together a little bit. So I'm taking the yellow, and it's going to go in the inner, very inner kind of crease. And then next to that, I'm just wiping off the same brush. This is the Blend Bunny B1 brush. I'm going to take the pink, and then I'm going to wipe it off because the shade is quite pigmented, and just kind of blend out upwards, and that's going to make it just kind of fade and lighten up a bit, and then just making sure they're blended in between. Gonna go back in with a little bit more of the yellow, starting to create an orange, which is kind of fun. Going back in with just a little bit more of the pink. And then I'm gonna stay with this brush, really truly a workhorse brush. I'm going in with the dark matte blue. I'm gonna use this to kind of map it out and just put it on the outer edges. And I'm gonna be doing this in a triangular shape. Honestly, I could probably fiddle with this color story like every day. I could probably change it because I am indecisive, but also because there's just so many options really for a winter to spring transitional palette. Taking just a clean brush with a little bit of setting powder on it and just going over the edges of basically everything. And then I'm gonna keep with this brush, and I'm gonna dip into the dark purple. And it's going to go right onto the outer corner here. I'm going to be blending it into the blue. Just tap on a little bit more. You just stop slouching. And then taking the B5 brush because it's nice and fluffy, I'm just going to go over the edges of that on the outer corner. And I'm taking the purple underneath my lower lash line. Again, just about a third way in. And then for the fun part, putting down some Fair Pixie epoxy. And again, just tapping it out. Taking the Refer 28 brush and this Clionadh shade that I'm going to put down here. Don't remember the name. It's going to go right into my crease section. I'm doing like a faux cut crease, but I'm not really too worried about it being really sharp. And then next to that, going in with that beautiful purple pink duochrome shade. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. And then kind of blending it out in the outer corner here. Just nice and smooth. And then I'm going to go in with my pinky and the iridescent shadow. I'm going to put that red into my inner corner. Here's the second finished look. So those are two looks with my custom winter to spring transition palette. Let me know in the comments below what would be in your perfect transitional palette from winter to spring. I would love to hear your thoughts. And also there is going to be a rolling restock of Clionadh shadows, and it's going to be this Sunday. I will leave all the information down in the description box as well as a pinned comment in case you're interested. Let me know in the comments below what kind of themed custom eyeshadow palette color story you would like to see next. And that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time.